Health. What is meant by health? The state of complete physical, mental and social well-being and not merely the absence of disease is known as health. That means the state of being free from illness or disease with the presence of physical fitness is known as health. How do you live healthy? We live healthy with the help of hygienic conditions. If you want to maintain yourself healthy, to avoid intake of outside food, to eat only fresh fruits and vegetables. So, next we learn about hygiene. What is meant by hygiene? Hygiene is the science of establishment and maintenance of health conditions. In simply, hygiene means cleanliness. That is, to keep ourselves and our surroundings clean to prevent the illness or spread of disease is known as hygiene. That is, hygiene means cleanliness. To wash your hands properly for 10 to 15 seconds and to follow the personal hygienic rules such as brush your teeth twice a day and bath daily, etc. So students, to keep yourself healthy and hygienic. Next we learn about the components of food. Before that, what is meant by food? The food is the any substances consumed to provide nutritional support to our body is known as food. That is, we consume that substances to provide the nutritional support to our body is known as food. So, eat only healthy foods to avoid intake of junk foods, packaged foods and outside foods. And next we learn about nutrients. Nutrients are substance the body needed for energy, building material and control of the body process. Next we learn about the components of food. There are 6 major class of nutrients such as first one carbohydrate, second one protein, third one fat, fourth one vitamin and fifth one minerals and sixth one water. So these are the 6 major classes of nutrients. Let us detailedly learn about these components. First we learn about carbohydrate. Carbohydrates are energy giving components of food. They are readily break down and release energy to our body. So energy giving foods are carbohydrate. And carbohydrates are the complex food substances. During digestion, it breaks down into simple food substances such as sugar, starch and dietary fiber. These 3 are the forms of carbohydrate. The forms of carbohydrates are sugar, starch and dietary fiber. Let us learn about the forms and source of carbohydrate. First one, sugar. Sugar is the form of carbohydrate and its sources are fruits, honey, canned sugar and sugar beet. These are the sources of sugar. Second one, starch. Starch also the form of carbohydrate and its sources are rice, wheat, potato and maize. These are the sources of starch. And third one, dietary fiber. The sources are whole grains and nuts. Dietary fiber also the form of carbohydrate, and their sources are nuts and whole grains. Next we learn about second components of food is fat. Fat also energy giving food, and they provide more energy than carbohydrates. So we get more energy from fat. Fat help to protect the cells in our body, and fat also a complex food substances, and during digestion it break down into simple food substances such as lipids and cholesterol. The sources of fats. Some important sources of fats are butter, ghee, milk, cheese, paneer, nuts, meat, fish, egg yolk, etc. So these are the rich sources of fat. Next we learn about the third food component is protein. Proteins are otherwise called as body building food. Proteins are necessary for growth and cell repair mechanism. And proteins are the macronutrients, and during digestion it break down into micronutrients such as amino acids. And the main sources of proteins are pulses, egg, milk, fish, nuts and grams. The very important sources of proteins are that rich source of protein is soya beans. So students, to have these rich sources of carbohydrates, proteins and fats in our daily diet to keep yourself healthy. Thank you students. In next class we learn about the balanced food components such as vitamins, minerals,